Hello everyone and welcome to my review for Record of Ragnarok Chapter 43. I know, it feels like the month from 42 to 43 went by in a flash. I feel like I was just talking to you guys the other day. No, but jokes aside, we finally got the translation for Chapter 43, and this chapter has much more to talk about than last chapter. So, of course, before I get into the video, sub goal 5,000 by the end of the year. Very special goal of hitting 5,000 by April 21st. If we can hit that, I don't know what I'd do, but I'd appreciate it if you guys help me get there. So subscribe if you haven't, and with that, let's get into the review. So this chapter starts off right where we ended off in 42 with Zeus asking Buddha to fight next. He says that he originally planned on saving him for much later, which implies like end of the tournament. That's when he wanted Buddha to fight, which was around when I'd expected him to fight, so I guess I wasn't wrong for expecting that, but things have changed, and it seems now Zeus wants Buddha to fight now. So Buddha asks him, why are you so insistent on destroying humanity? And Zeus says that it's just because he doesn't like losing, and that as long as we fight, we win. That's how the gods are. And considering how prideful we know the gods to be, that is pretty in line with their beliefs. And Buddha says that he likes this. He likes Zeus' spirit, so he agrees to fight. We do get this little scene with Zeus giving off a bunch of aura, and seemingly Buddha giving off aura too, and he doesn't seem to really be bothered by Zeus. Like, when Zeus flexes, other people get concerned, but Buddha doesn't care. So, I'm going to continue insisting, and I haven't been shown any reason not to believe that Buddha is top tier among the gods. He is Zeus level, most likely. I think the only two other gods, probably, that are at Zeus level that we're going to see fight are Odin and Buddha. So he agrees, he gives Zeus a hug, which is pretty nice. And then we flash over to see what Gaul is up to. She is thinking over what Brunhild was saying last chapter, and she's going to the sick bay to get bandages for her since she hurt her hand when she got very angry last chapter. But she ends up stumbling upon and eavesdropping on some of the seven lucky gods, mostly Ebisu, who's losing his shit over the stab wound in his hand from Buddha's lollipop stick. And he's talking to Benzai, who is, I think, the lone girl of the group. And they're just talking about how Ebisu wants to kill Buddha, and the other lucky gods are like, dude, you're going to fucking die. You pulled a gun on him and he treated you like a little kid. You're gonna get your fucking ass kicked if you try and fuck around with Buddha. It's not gonna go well. Don't try it. But Ebisu says they don't need to worry, because the next time Buddha pushes his luck, they'll give him the death penalty with 0. So what the fuck is 0? Well, I'll go into a little bit more detail about what I think that is later at the end of this scene. But Bishamonten and the rest of the seven lucky gods see Gaul. Bishamonten is looking very awesome. The guy is fucking... His arms are so huge, it's not even funny. I think Bishamonten's design is really cool. We haven't seen him in a little bit. But yeah, this dude's got a pretty banging design. This alone makes me excited to see him fight. So he's there with the rest of the seven lucky gods. Gaul is freaked out and accidentally trips into the room where Ebisu and the other two of the seven lucky gods are. And it's not great. It seems like Gaul may get fucking murdered any second now, especially since Ebisu is like literally a Yakuza member. But she ends up getting saved by the supreme gentleman, quoting Shakespeare, Jack the Ripper. So it seems the pattern is continuing of the fighters from the winner of a round appearing after the round that comes after their round. So Thor appeared at the end of round 3 after winning round 1. Zeus kind of appeared at the end of round 3 as well, but he came back in full in round 4. Kojiro came back during round 5, and now Jack is coming back here right before round 6 starts. So this is the continuation of the pattern. Assuming this keeps up, after round 6 is over, we're going to be seeing Shiva again, so that's pretty cool, unless we see him in the sickbay or something. But that would be pretty interesting. Now, it seems like Jack appearing here is enough reason for the 7 lucky gods to depart. Not because Jack is super strong, though he does have kind of a stare down with Ebisu, which is pretty cool. Bishamonten says that he doesn't tolerate wanton killing, so they're gonna leave. So we get a bit more insight into Bishamonten's character. I know some people don't give Bishamonten a lot of credit because he was trying to fuck with Buddha, and everyone likes Buddha, which I mean, hey man, I like Buddha a lot as well. But I can't deny, Bishamonten's got a pretty cool design, and I'm very interested in seeing what's the deal with his character. I want to learn about the guy. When you show up, you're a god that I know basically nothing about. And you have a super fucking cool design, and you've got a relatively interesting personality, or at least your role in the story is basically the secret police of the gods. I'm alright, I want to learn more about this dude. I want to see what your deal is. So it seems that Bishamonten is definitely kind of a rules, law and order guy, and he doesn't want people just killing each other for no reason. So he's guys, let's not get into it here. Come on, let's get out of here. Ebisu tells Gaul not to tell anyone about what she'd heard, or she'll die. And Jack is oh, the 7 lucky gods? Is that what you're talking about? And when he looks at them with his eye, he only sees one soul coming off of them. So, here is my prediction as for what 0 is, because there are a few different predictions. I know one of them related to some kind of state in Buddhism, which is basically void. It's I don't remember the exact details of it. One of them was something specifically related to Buddhism. But what I think this is essentially meaning is that the 7 lucky gods together are effectively one entity split up into 7 bodies. Bishamonten is probably the strongest one. I think that's safe to assume Bishamonten, he's one of the 4 heavenly kings. He's some kind of god of war. He's the strongest of the 7 lucky gods, so he has the most of the soul. What 0 probably is them returning to one body, a god, Megazord, whatever, which makes sense if they're supposed to be heaven's executioners, because when they got introduced, it was really weird. It's why would the gods make their secret police a bunch of shit-tier gods? Bishamonten is probably mid-tier, at best. The rest of them are low-tier deities. How the fuck are they supposed to do Tenchu on someone high-level like Buddha, for example? What if someone like Buddha is a traitor? How the fuck are the 7 lucky gods supposed to punish Buddha if Buddha is a top-tier god and the people that are supposed to punish him are garbage? Well, obviously, it's because they're going to have some kind of secret power that can allow them to punish anyone. So, presumably, if they all recombine into one god, then they would be strong enough to beat Buddha. That's a possibility, or 0 is some sort of secret technique artifact thing. I don't know. But we'll have to find out more about that later. We get a cute little interaction between Gaul and Jack, where she thinks about what Heracles, what he said to Jack at the end of their fight, and seemingly forgives him for, killing her brother, which Jack seems to be shocked by. We are getting, I am glad, I'm very happy that as soon as Jack gets brought back into the story, we get right back into his character development. I'm very happy about that. Because the most interesting part of Jack's fight, in my opinion, is the development that he gets out of it. He is pretty much the only character that has gotten like a real character arc because of their fight. Like everyone gets a little bit of development, but Jack is the only one who's like fundamentally changing as a person. So I'm very happy that they didn't just kind of forget that as soon as he was brought back. Like, Jack's back, alright, we're going right back into it. So I'm very pleased that they've decided to do that. So now that that's out of the way, back to the arena. I quite like the design of it now. It's like this square shape. It's got very defined borders. I'm not sure exactly how to describe it. We've got big gates with kanji on them. So I'm quite liking the look of the arena for this round. Heimdall's here, very excited as usual. It seems like the Greeks have rebuilt their little section of the stands, or at least they got into a new one. Heimdall gives us the rundown of the points. 3 wins for the gods, 3 wins for humanity. Mankind has taken 1 step closer to extinction. Now, the time has come for round 6. The arena gets darker, and Heimdall starts doing the hype speech. Could there be any greater irony, giving humanity its requiem, the next fighter for the gods? Long ago, as we have the darkened arena being lit up by these glowing lotus blossoms, which I love. Lotus blossoms. I don't know if this is like some weeb shit, but lotus blossoms are just like really, really fucking pretty and cool for visuals. So that's really awesome. He helped those foolish humans with their worldly desires and showed them the path through the darkness. Here is that man as the gates open for him. This man, abandoning royalty, abandoning family, abandoning worldly desire, abandoning the 6 emotions, trotting an untrodden path as Buddha enters, fucking blowing bubblegum. Oh, it's great. Like the horn of the rhinoceros, he walked all alone. And so, in just 6 years, this man attained enlightenment. Born alone, living alone, and fighting alone. Throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one. Throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the mighty one. Only I am strong. Entering this world as the prince of the Shakya and departing from it as the enlightened one. Out of respect for the strongest profligate son in history, the humans call him the Buddha. So, the god's representative for round 6 is Buddha. The visuals for this intro are very simple, but I think the hype speech for Buddha is unironically probably the best of any fighter. This has potential to be the best intro in the series. I really, really like this intro for Buddha. It's fucking awesome. So the humans are despairing over Buddha being their enemy, and the gods think it's hilarious. Buddha just keeps trotting along without saying anything, and walks further into the arena. He walks over towards where the human fighter enters, and everyone is very confused. So when Heimdall walks over to him to try and stop him, Buddha takes the Galahorn and announces that he's fighting for humanity. So, thanks, I guess. And as you would expect, a god announcing that he's fighting for humanity is, a little shocking. Literally everyone is fucking dumbfounded by this. Loki is seething. Everyone else is fairly entertained. And the gods are now outraged by Buddha's betrayal. If the intro speech is anything to go by, I think a factor in this is probably that this Buddha is Gautama Buddha, the first Buddha, a human who attained enlightenment, and I guess in this universe became a god through that. So he's pretty much in the same camp as Heracles, which I'll talk about a little bit in a minute. So it's likely that he doesn't garner as much respect from the gods as, say, someone like Zeus. But he is still extremely powerful. So he breaks the Galahorn when the gods start basically shit-talking him. They keep, saying, fuck you, don't push your luck, you little shit. probably because Buddha used to be human, so of course they don't have as much respect for him. But when Buddha tells them all to shut up and he activates the lotus blossom eyes, the gods are like, oh, fuck. They get hit with that spiritual pressure, so they don't fuck with him. So Buddha slams his big prayer wheel, which is what it is. I saw some stuff. It's a giant version of a Buddhist Buddhist prayer wheel from Nepal, which makes sense because Buddha was a prince from Nepal, so that's why he has that. So Buddha says, if the gods won't save humanity, I will, and if any god gets in my way, I'll kill them. So, Buddha is unfathomably based. He's the most based character in the whole fucking series. He literally betrayed all of the gods to fight for humanity. So yeah, congratulations, Buddha. I think you may have just become the best character in the whole fucking series. Good job. Now, here's the deal with comparing Buddha and Heracles, because I still think Heracles is a very good character, and a lot of people now are going to be like, hey, why didn't Herc do this? And I think the reason is the good old-fashioned character alignment chart. That's right. Hercules is very much... Oh god, I'm just switching through it intermittently. Heracles is a lawful good character. He's like, I am going to fight for what's right, but I'm going to follow the rules in doing so. Buddha is chaotic good. Buddha's like, I'm at the top of the verse, baby. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. It's, for my Jujutsu fans out there, it's like how Nanami's like, I disagree with how the rules are being used. I disagree with what the higher-ups are doing, but I believe in rules and I believe in following them. Whereas you have Gojo, who's like, I'm top of the verse, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. Which is great with Gojo quoting Buddha. Now, what the fuck is going to happen? For starters, this completely destroys, like, literally almost any theory about who is going to fight when, because Buddha betraying the gods to fight for humanity is pretty much, who could have reasonably seen that coming? Like, there were some people that were maybe theorizing about it, but it was like, whatever, that sounds dumb. But it's actually really cool the way they did it. So, what the fuck is gonna happen? Is Buddha still gonna fight a human? Is he gonna fight one of the other gods? That means that there's still going to be... That means there's going to be 14 human fighters and 12 god fighters. Does that mean we get, like, another round? Does Buddha still fight a human? Like, will a human betray the god? The humans? Fucking... It's too early in the morning for this. Will a human betray humanity and fight for the gods? Probably not. Will he fight another one of the gods? Probably, but then that means they're gonna have to, like... Will one of the humans not fight? Will you have, like, a 2v1 fight? I don't know. Now, if Buddha is going to fight any of the gods, it's either going to be Loki or Bishamonten. Loki because he is fucking seething and already wants to kill Buddha, and 7 lucky gods because they already want to kill Buddha. And we're having build-up for this Zero thing that they can apparently use to kill Buddha. So, I think them fighting him is a fairly decent possibility. But we're just going to have to find out next month. Overall, this chapter, at least a 9 out of 10 chapter. The Buddha hype alone could make this like a 10 out of 10 chapter, honestly. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter as much as I do this. Oh man, I'm very fucking excited. If the pattern from the first 4 rounds is going to continue, this fight is going to be amazing. And very emotional. I hope Buddha doesn't die. Because there's still a possibility that Buddha dies. Especially pulling this kind of shit. They could fucking kill him. I don't even know what the implications are of a traitor god surviving his round. But yeah, this shit is pretty wild. So we're going to have to see where things develop from here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. I do Record of Ragnarok chapter reviews every month, and occasionally I do special videos like my fight ranking video. You should check that out on my channel if you're interested. If you enjoy other series such as Jujutsu Kaisen, Black Clover, and Kengan Omega, I do videos in those series as well, so if you're interested in those, you should definitely check out my channel. If you enjoy discussing Record of Ragnarok with other people, or you just enjoy the content I produce on this channel, I highly suggest you check out my Discord server. I have a link to it on my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.